All right. Hello, YouTube. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Today we're going to talk about how to prepare for a parent-teacher conference. And you're the parent. I'll probably circle back and do a video for teachers, new teachers, give some tips. But today, like on my channel, I focus on parents, what parents can do, new parents, especially if you're new. It's that time of year again. We're getting close to parent-teacher conference. And maybe you're like, what in the world do I do walking into this meeting? So these are my little notes. I'm kind of new at all this, I'm trying to get my pattern down of what to do. So I'll be looking at my notes and referencing that. And hey, you can go on this journey with me, right? Why not? So let's get started. So parent-teacher conference, just like a post that I have I don't know, some people took it personal, but I'm just like, I really feel that your child's school who sees your child 6.5 days, 6.5 hours, 5 days a week, usually, for 180 days, if they're in school, like that's the required by I think every state, 180 days of school. So I just feel that your child's teacher should see your face more than open house and maybe a conference. And I did a short about that. And I don't know, I guess people were feeling some kind of way. But the whole point is, it's not wanting more. It's just, I don't feel that someone who is teaching your child, helping to educate them, help them grow, they are with that person every day for 6.5 hours, and you have seen them maybe once in 180 days of school. Like, no outside activities, extracurricular, they have like the movie night, they'll have field day, they'll have all these different things. And I get that everyone has different families and, some parents work a lot, all that. But in my 20 years as an educator, I have seen people make it work. And if you want to make it work, people with a lot of kids, people who work over the road, they're gone a lot, they will make it work. Or they'll have like a surrogate parent, not like a surrogate, but like grandparents, they'll fill in. I've seen that before, where grandparents are super involved, or even a friend, neighbors, they're really involved. You know that they're there, on behalf of that parent, just someone. And I think more or less it's more of advocating for that child, so the child knows, hey, this is important. It's important to my family, even if my parent guardian cannot come, they're busy working. I get that they're working, but there's someone championing me. And I know it's not enough, and I know trust me. And I've worked in both socioeconomic, I've worked on the high end, and I've worked on the low end, and everything in between. So I've seen it. But at both levels, I have seen people make a priority, okay? So we talk about leveling up a lot, right? That's like the thing. Are you leveling up? Level up your look, level up your education, level up. We need to level up as parents, What can we do more? And I get it. I'm a parent. And sometimes I don't feel like doing this or that. I'm tired. I don't want to, but I think, first of all, I know kids don't stay children forever. One day they will grow up and they will move away. So sometimes I push myself and I do a little extra. If my kid is really busy, I'll help do something. And, it could be small things. Even the way you arrange maybe something you're preparing for them to help them out or help them out the door. And, my child who lives at home is very busy with a lot of activities. So by choice, I mean, I slow down goodness, which is nice for me. But with all those activities, when I know intentionally that my child has a lot to do, I will do little things to try to help out. So that's all I mean. So yeah, I did a short, and I don't know. I stopped reading the comments because I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what people think. Some take it the wrong way. It doesn't matter. People will like you. People will not like you. I mean, whatever. But the whole point is to show up. So hopefully, with me giving you tips to parent-teacher conference, it will make it better. That should be a must. I mean, if you don't show up, and I've seen this, parents who do not even show up for parent-teacher conference. And I get that people are busy, but I'm like, oh my gosh, they're your children. You had them, right? I know you care and love them. Then just make an effort, because the teacher who's setting up the point, that's their time too. That's their time. So I'm going to give you kind of the background information of what's going on, parent-teacher conference. So even if you aren't the parent, maybe you're a grandparent, maybe your auntie, whatever, you can go on behalf of that child, because it is important. Let's level up. Let's be better. Let's do better. Let's help our society. It's only going to make everyone better. The more we show up for our kids, just the better everyone will be. I don't know who can argue about that. I don't care if your kids are homeschooled. You live in a community. You live with people, unless if you're high on some remote by yourself on a mountain somewhere, you interact with people, period. Even at the store, anywhere, post office, gas station, you see people, and what do you not like? Rude people. Oh, they cut me off. Well, some of it can trace back to no one was ever there for me. Maybe someone's having a bad day. All trace back to we talk about childhood traumas. So let's do at least a little bit, something that can help. So let's show up. Okay. So parent-teacher conference. First of all, I kind of started talking about time, and I wasn't going to do that, but here we go. I'm going to talk about time. And I don't edit these. Guess what? Because I don't know how to edit. And I tried it, and I could ask my teenager, but I don't have the patience. So this is just raw. I'm recording, and I will upload it. So there we go. But time. When that classroom teacher is scheduling conferences, you are not the only parent. I know, please don't. Oh, you're rude. No, I'm just being honest. I mean, do we all want fluff on everything? I'm just going to keep it real. If you don't like it, please do me a favor. Go to a different page. Please, there are plenty of pages. And most teachers are super sweet and bubbly and all that, and that's great. But I'm just telling you, as a parent, as an adult, let's be adults, and let's oh, my hair right there. That needs to go down. Let's level up, right? That's our goal. That's why you're here. And if you're not here for that, please keep scrolling or whatever you do when you're on your social media. Okay. So the teacher has certain times. Some teachers have doctor's appointments, other things going on in their life. So when you respond back to the teacher, however they decide to do that, electronically, whatever, a sign up, Genius, whatever they do, if you know you're not going to make it, even if it's 5 minutes before you're supposed to meet, that will help. Because you're not the only parent. If they have, a normal class size, let's just go with 20. They have 20 other schedules. They're juggling. And you're one of the 20. They have 19 other people that they've had to work with their lives and their life schedules and get everybody calibrated into a schedule. So if you know, and I've had this happen before, parents who call and say, oh my gosh, I'm in traffic, I don't work late, whatever, I'm not feeling good, I'm so sick. And they'll be like, the office will call me, tell me, I so appreciate it. Do you know why? Because that time slot, I can go to the bathroom. I can check emails, get something done, check on my family at home. So you have to remember, end of the day, teachers are wonderful superheroes, yes, right? But they're human. And sometimes, especially on that late night that they dedicate, There's dinner sometimes in the staff lounge, and sometimes they are forfeiting their dinner to fit everybody in. So please be considerate. Call the office, send an email, do something. Don't just ghost the teacher, a no-show. Because trust me, that hallway is all talking about it. Most likely, it's, oh, how many no-shows did you have? Or how many did you get stood up? How many did you have? They do talk. And they'll say how many. And trust me, it feels good to be the teacher saying, no, all mine showed up. They all came. Or one could not make it, so we're going to reschedule, but they told me in enough time. So that's the first thing. Be respectful of that teacher's time. Just like you want them up in that classroom ready to go, and you know, if they're running late, which sometimes happens because you get some parents talking a lot, and I'll get into that. If they're running late and they don't say anything, of course, you're pacing that hallway. You've been waiting the whole 1 minute and 30 seconds. And you're like, what is taking so long? I got off work late, or I got off work early. I fought with this traffic, picked up my little kids, got here with strollers and everything, and this teacher's running late. I know. That'll be in the teacher video, okay? So I know they don't like you to run late, okay? The teacher to run late. So please just give that courtesy. Okay, when you come to conference, as much as possible, please don't come in no pajamas. Nobody wants to see a grown person in pajamas coming to the conference. Okay, let's level up a little bit. Okay, this is not pajama party at the school. Now, if it's snuggle up and read or some kind of pajama event at the school, great. You got school spirit. But if you've been like lounging around all day, look like you ain't showered, you just rolled out of bed, can you put some real clothes on? Not everybody wants to see what you slept in. And your hair looking like you just rolled out of bed. Okay? Even in my test right now. But like, put a little effort. Okay, don't even go there. Try to put a little bit of effort. You do not have to look like the beauty queen of the county or whatever, but put some effort. Oh my goodness, put some effort into it. That's all I'm saying. 'Cause yeah, I've seen some things, and be aware. Try to of your personal smells. Any food. Throw on some gum or a mint maybe, smoke, heavy cologne, perfume. I know, we're like, oh my gosh, Monet, this is sounding like an interview. No, but, you know, especially first impressions. If you didn't make it to open house, back to school night, whatever, I mean, what kind of impression? Like I said, if not, don't level up. I don't care. Walk in with your bonnet and your slippers, your feet sliding through the hallway, annoying everybody. Fine. I mean, if that's what you want to be, you're that parent, then be it. Own it. But if you want to kind of level up, and I mean, nowadays, kids may or may not be embarrassed. Some don't care because they wear in pajamas too. But if you want to just level up, you want to know the difference between some of the different areas of where I taught. Some do. They'll look, you know, a little bit more professional, and some do look like they just got out of yoga, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're sweaty, okay. But then they'll come back later, looking like they just got out of hot yoga. They'll come back later all dressed up and glammed up, like where are you going? Oh wow, you know. So that's some of the kind of, I guess, higher social economic schools I've worked at. Yeah, they drop them off looking like they're going to hot yoga or just got out of it. Drop the kids off at school and pick them up all glammed up. Like, where are you going? You're wearing heels. Where are you going? Home? To the store? I don't know. But, I mean, it's your choice. This is some ideas. Just think about it. So, smells. Smile. When you walk in, smile, okay? Of course, shake hands, introduce yourself. Especially if you don't know what to do, just smile. If you don't know what to say, maybe the teacher, your first time meeting this teacher, and this teacher is catching you off guard. They got all different color hair, piercings all over the place. You're wondering how in the world are they even teaching or maybe pass the background check with children. But some people, you can't always You can't always judge. I know it sounds contradicting, but that's the world. That's reality. Okay, people do. Some teachers like that are some of the smartest teachers in the building. I'm just saying. But if you're not, that's not your style. Maybe you're going as a grandparent. Just smile. Just smile. Don't laugh like I just did, but just smile. Um, and maybe not say a lot if you don't know what to say, which brings me to the other thing. Don't ever overtalk or overshare. Sometimes parents, they don't realize, okay, I got these 19 other conferences. Wherever you fall in that matrix is where you fall. I might be almost done, or I might have 6 more that night after you. Conferences can last anywhere 10, 15 minutes up to a half hour. And we can't talk all day. It's not a therapy session. I will repeat that. It is not a therapy session. Your parent-teacher conference with your child's teacher is not a therapy session. So please do not treat it as so. If you really need some therapy-type services, mention it to the teacher briefly. Hey, can you tell me your school counselor? I think there's some services, or your school social worker. And they will be more than happy to connect you with someone in that building or at the district level. So don't overshare. No one wants to hear about the older children, the golden child, who was so perfect in every way at the conference. We're there to talk about that child. So this might be, in the birth order, middle, youngest, whatever, or oldest, however, and that this child may be the child that runs around as a little tornado, and your oldest child was quiet and to themselves, and didn't talk much, was super easy. No one wants to hear all that, though, at a conference. Keep that to yourself. So that goes under the oversharing and talking too much. Don't feel like you have to talk a lot. Also, I don't know why this always happens. Parents always say, and I've even had to tell my own husband, parents always feel like they have to say how they did in school. That teacher, unless if it's positive and it's brief, doesn't want to hear how you caused all trouble at school, skipped class, didn't listen to the teacher, had all these, just very brief. If you have had, you dealt with maybe a learning disability or had an IEP, that could be helpful, but we don't have to I feel like I need to raise this up. We don't have to get into the nitty gritty of, every time you skip class, how you didn't like your 3rd grade teacher. Just be really selective in what you say, because human nature, if you're talking about, I just got in trouble, I was a hot mess, I did not listen to the teacher, I talked back, and you're looking at the child, and you're looking at the parent, sometimes you're telling on yourself that you wonder, you're dealing with the same issues with your child, and no one wants to take accountability. So just don't overshare. They don't need to know your whole life story in that 15 minutes. Only share what's relevant, and whatever is really important, set up additional time. Maybe set up with the professional. The teacher is not the counselor, not the trained therapist, not a psychiatrist. They're the teacher. They can help guide you, but again, it's not a therapy session. We're not going to rehash childhood traumas on all the issues you had with learning in school and all the teachers you didn't like, and how, people talked down to you and said you're never going to learn, but look at you now. That's great, but that's not the setting. Again, let's stay focused on the child. What is the child? How is the child doing? What can we do to improve? Okay? Look interested. Okay? Please don't be on your phone. Most people I feel are okay with this. They know. But if you absolutely must have your phone on, even on vibrate, you can still hear it. Before I've been like, do you need to get that? Do you need to get that call? Because I can hear vibrate. I'm like, if you need to, and I personally don't mind. I'm like, okay, if you got to go get the call, I mean, you're eating up our time because I got like 3 more after. But hey, you got to get the call. If it's important, get it. If you can, leave your phone in the car or whatever, and then go immediately after. Maybe don't go to the book fair or go look at all the clubs or whatever after. Just go straight back to the car first, get the phone, then go back. But if or put it deep in your purse where that spot where sometimes you can't find it and you literally think you just lost your phone somewhere. Yeah, put it in that place. Because and guys, yeah, men, if you can find a pocket with good soundproofing, yeah, try to do that so phones aren't going off. Try to have a prepared question, 1 or 2, okay? One is ideal. If you have one, try to have it ready ahead of time. So when hopefully the teacher will ask, do you have any questions? Tip for teachers, I usually like to open up with, are there any questions or concerns you'd like to address first? I do that first. Then I go through and I'll tell them, and then I'll go through everything. And if it's something I'm going to already answer because I already have my printouts and things ready to go, then I'll say, okay, we're going to cover that. Sure, that's a good segment. Let's talk about that right now. That's a good segue. So have 1 or 2 questions. Again, if you have more questions, issues, that is not the time. Set up another separate time to talk with the teacher. Parent-teacher conference is not a lot of time. It's mainly there to give you an in-person snapshot of how your child is doing, okay? So that come the end of the year and the final report card goes out, there aren't any surprises. You can't say you didn't know. And that brings me right back to the beginning. So if you don't go to the conference, hopefully the teacher will still send home the paperwork. I've had parents who had, pretty major surgeries or whatnot, and they could not make it. So I sent home the work with the child, hoped that it got home, followed up with a phone call or a Zoom, and went over the information. But in person still is better. Everything, so many things are electronic, viral, all this kind of stuff online. Still that human contact, because again, this is your child who's helping to raise your kid for 180 days. Show up in person, Be sure to, thank you. Thank the teacher. Thank you for all you do for my child and all the support. If you have a question, what can I do to help whatever area your child is struggling in? Or if you have a question about your child getting special education services. Hi, I'm really concerned. Is this normal? Is my child performing? What's the next steps? How can I get my kid tested? Seems like I'm throwing in some of the special education things a little bit here and there. If you feel your child needs to be tested for special education, which is usually reading, writing, math, social emotional, speech, OT, occupational therapy, trying to think. That's kind of the core that schools can offer. Schools, at least in my state where I work, we do not diagnose or treat dyslexia. Like if there's, treatment. We are still figuring that out here in our state. We have a screener so we can screen and let parents know, hey, they didn't do so well on this test. You need to talk to your pediatrician to get some referrals to help with this area that we're seeing. But if you feel your child needs to be tested, everywhere that I know, it doesn't hurt to test. You don't have to agree to the services, but you can get your child at least tested. So at least hey, they do qualify for writing and maybe not reading. Just because they qualify in one area doesn't mean it's going to be reading, writing, math, everything. They could go to special education or have an IEP just in speech. So it is under special education, but maybe it's just speech, or maybe it's just math, or whatever area you are probably noticing. If the teacher says something that, are you interested in seeing, moving forward if your child needs to be tested in special education? Sometimes they will ask that. And some parents automatically think that that's the end all be all. Like once you say yes, that's it. Yeah, test it, then they're in it. No, there's testing that takes place, and they see if they even qualify. And teachers can have an indication, but they don't always know. Sometimes, we're not right. You never know how the kid's going to perform on the test necessarily. Okay, I think that covers everything I wanted to cover with parent-teacher conference. Thanks again for going on this journey with me. I see that people are checking out videos. Please hit that subscribe. Apparently, that's really important. I don't know all these analytics and how all this works, but I'm just kind of clicking, literally, and figuring things out. So, yeah, I like sharing with people, give them, help and tips, especially for new parents or just anyone who wants to know, okay, how to better support their child in school, especially school-age children. All right, let your teacher know, if anything, that you appreciate them. Oh, and of course, show up to the conference, do a phone, do a virtual, do something. If you're going to be late, do that. But also, try to find another activity if you don't already. Now, some of you parents, I know you are a PTA president, you do the most. Thank you. You might have to balance your own self because you are doing the most. And a lot of times the PTA parents who are doing everything, the reason why they are is because so many parents aren't stepping up. If everyone just does a little bit, it really will help out, right? We all share the wealth and it will help out, whatever that is. There's a lot of different areas. I mean, even just joining the PTA at your local school, or whatever they have that's like a parent base for the kids. Private school, it's a little different. I do have some experience with private school. Homeschool, I don't so much. I've had students who were homeschooled. Ooh, that's a good content. I need to talk about homeschooling. Although I've been on the teacher end. Ooh, but whatever it is, if you're super busy, sometimes PTA fees are like $12. What is that? Like barely 2 coffees at Starbucks. If you can't do anything, at least donate. When they have those fundraisers, and I know some of them are annoying, they're super expensive, right? They can be. Some of them can be. Some are really good. But maybe buy just a box of the chocolate or a box of the cookies or something. Just try to do something. Try to show up for an event. Maybe make it a goal. Hey, I'm going to try. If you're a parent that's really, maybe just one event this school year, even if it's a movie night. It could be something fun. Movie night. To help with the book fair one day. Something. Let's just kind of level up. If you're already doing a lot, again, thank you. I know in private school, a lot of people, there's a lot of donors because they don't get all the state funding. So donors, whatever you can do, if you can help with snacks for something. I know some of y'all can bake and cook, but some people got cats and they're on the counters and there's cat hair and cat food or dog hair. Can you just buy that at the store, please? Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Store-bought items. After COVID, that kind of helped that. But boy, back in the day, I tell you, it's a little questionable. Kids would bring things in their hand, not wrapped up. Here, Miss Thompson, my mom baked this for you. I was like, oh, sure, I will take this home and eat it. It's all their hands. And they hadn't washed their hands in like 2 hours. Easy. Anyway, snacks, private school, I know things can be extremely spending, okay? And I have experience with that. But find what you can do. There's something you can do. Like I said, even snacks or, volunteering for something. If you really want to know, You can ask the PTA, and you might become a chair of an event. You're like, oh, I didn't know I was going to be the chairperson. So just know that they're going to be ready to get you involved. I hope this helps. Like I said, I might do the teacher, and I know I have some things to say to teachers too. Same thing. Please don't look like you just rolled out of bed. I know it was a long day. Well, usually conferences are a half day of school, but still, that half day can feel like a full day, right? Oh, yeah, that'll be a fun one. I think I will do that. All right, good night.